Namaste, beautiful soul tribe. Welcome to 365 days of healing DNA activation. So if possible, do what I'm doing and get yourself outside into a stream of sunlight. If you're practicing in the evening time, you just simply visualize the sunlight coming in, no problem at all. And then you can remember this very simple ritual, and when you wake up in the morning, bound out of bed, go out and get in the sun and receive the healing codes, the healing rays of the sun. We will be doing another ritual soon about sun gazing, which is absolutely powerful, and how it can recode the third eye chakra and create a crystalline formation there in that pineal gland, pituitary gland, optic thalamus area, and help you to receive and transmit the highest frequencies of energy. And today what we're doing is very, very similar, but we're doing it with our DNA instead. So DNA is the God codes within you, the God stranding within you that comes in via photonic light. And this is why it's important that we harness the energies of the golden sun, or as I like to call the sun, Ra. In yoga, we call it Surya. It's got those similar names depending on which tradition you're speaking from. But we love the sun. We worship the sun, the life-giving energies that interpenetrates all of life, the pranic flow, the vital force, the chi, the mana. What could be higher and more powerful than the potency of the sun rays? And often if you squint a little bit as you look at the sun rays coming down, you can see the fractalization of color. So the rainbow colors exist within all the rays of the sun, and it reminds us who we actually are as that microcosmic energy. We are the son of God. We're a shining sun as well, or the daughter of God, we might say. But if you're female, but of course we are that fractalized energy. We are those light codons. We are that electrical force of beautiful rainbow colors. I'm probably squinting at you now because I actually have the direct sun on me. But the rainbow colors, as we know, through the chakra system, from the base of the red all the way through to the violet of the crown, it's all there. It's within us. We are not separate. We are whole, and we are in complete unity and oneness with all that is. So always charge up with the pulsations of the sun. And remember, the electrical energy that comes through is then magnetized back up from the earth plane, from the telluric energy of the earth. So we're both sun and earth all combined, or we're heaven and earth all combined, and we are the holy conduit. So I want you to close your eyes and get yourself sitting up nice and straight, and move into a full and flowing breath. You want to inhale through the nostrils, expand into your lower belly. Allow the lower belly to balloon out, and then rise that breath upwards into the ribs, expanding out and drawing up through the rib cage area. The breath will naturally now fill the chest and lift the collarbones, smiling to the beautiful sun above us. And then as we exhale, let go. Let the breath drain out of the chest, out of the ribs, as the diaphragm moves up again and creates an emptying effect of the lower belly. So as we inhale, expand the lower belly, the diaphragm moves down, helps that expanded area. This is what's going on physiologically. And so then the breath can rise up now. The whole torso balloons and welcomes in the solar energy through the breath, through the prana. As you exhale, allow that breath just to seep and soak into every cell of your physical body, and then out into the auric body, into the emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies, until you become just one body of light. Very easy to do when we've got the sun upon us, or if you're practicing indoors of an evening time, you're visualizing the sun. It's so easy, isn't it, to create an image of the third eye of our beautiful sun, ever shining. Think about when you're a kid and you were doodling, you no doubt drew pictures of the sun. I think we all did. I think that's something that's common to us all, because we know as children who the life giver is, where to go for the highest source of energy. Streaming through the universal codes, the divine codes through the sun. And so now as you continue to breathe, imagine that the very strands of your DNA, think of those spiraling strands, imagine that they are receiving the photonic light of the sun. Imagine that the mRNA, so the messenger RNA that communicates to the DNA, is the aspect of yourself that receives messages from the divine, receives messages from the central sun, the golden sun, Ra, Surya. Sometimes it's useful to give the sun an affectionate name, so you see it as an entity, as a personality that you can connect even deeper into. So let the messages come through the mRNA, the messenger RNA. What messages are you receiving via that technology into your DNA? Powerful activations taking place. DNA receiving the photonic light. And this helps you to move from 2-strand DNA into 12-strand DNA. Imagine that process taking place now. You can visualize it. We're told that as humans we have 2 strands of DNA operating, and yet we've got another 10 strands of junk DNA. And it's not junk, it's just deactivated. So we're going to visualize today going from 2 strands to 12 strands of DNA. Now, you may not know exactly how that looks. It doesn't matter. This is about intention. This is about you creating a purposeful way to reactivate your technology to 12-strand DNA operation. Maybe likened to a computer where some of the functions were shut down and a computer technician came around, cleaned out what was causing blockage and recoded your computer back to full ignition, full operation. The same thing going on now, from 2 strands of DNA to 12 strands of DNA. So let your operating system upload to that higher frequency. Beautiful. So nice and simple. Open your eyes, and you can do that every day. Of course, when we activate DNA, it actually can create some inner turbulence because we're having to clean out what's no longer serving our highest good, what is blocking that full operational pathway. The electrons firing within you may hit a roadblock, and that needs to be released. So any toxicity in you will have to come to the surface. So we can experience headaches and nausea and sore throats and these kinds of things, sometimes feeling a little bit dizzy. At the moment, we've also got a lot of photonic light coming in. If we look at the Schumann resonance, we can see the spikes in energy. So the electromagnetic field of Mother Earth, Gaia herself, is becoming very, very heightened, receiving a lot of these photonic codes. And of course, that affects us as that microcosmic energy to the macrocosm. So, but it's a pathway that we want to take, because what's our alternative? That we remain blocked, we remain in a state of fear, we remain in a state of being shut down. Our health starts to weaken over time. This way, our health will increase, our natural immunity will increase, and we will become all that we were meant to be as that 12-stranded DNA technological human. We're going to become the superhuman. That is our pathway. That is the pathway for all, whether you take that pathway now or whether you dance around and learn some diabolical life lessons in between time. Doesn't matter. We've all been there. But for many of you, it is about ascension at the moment. So 12 strands of DNA activated through the central sun. Drink in the solar energy. Worship beautiful Ra. Thank you, Ra, for all of the life-giving properties that you provide us for each and every day. Mwah. Namaste, everyone.